Hello everyone. In this session of CCNA series, we'll do a lab to enable switch port security using three different methods. One by securing MAC address statically, another dynamically, and third by using sticky secure MAC addresses. And then also we will configure how many MAC addresses we can allow, and then we will configure different violation modes. Please note that you can enable port security on both access and trunk ports. Okay, so here I have a setup where I have four ports in which I have one server connected, in which we will configure static secure MAC address, the second one dynamic secure MAC address, and the third one sticky secure MAC address where PC3 is connected. And then uh, on port number FA01, we will configure dynamic secure MAC address, in which we will allow two MAC addresses. By default, it allows one MAC addresses if you don't configure anything. But on this port, we will allow two MAC addresses. And when a third one tries to connect, it will violate and react. So we will also configure different violation modes and then see how it reacts to the violation modes. So let's go ahead and configure static secure MAC address on the port where the server is connected. And to verify what the port number is, you can take the mouse over the green arrow. It will show the port is FA0/2. So let's hop onto the switch, and then it should be 02. And first we need to do is enable switch port security. This is the command to enable port security. What it does is it will enable port security by like dynamic ports. It will enable dynamic secure MAC addresses. Dynamic secure MAC address. And if you want to verify, you can use the command show port security. And by default, the violation mode is shut down. And it will allow only one MAC address. But our aim is to configure static secure MAC address, and the command for that is switch port security MAC address. Then you need to type in the MAC address of that server, and for that I need to check this is the MAC address. Let me copy it. Okay, now with this the MAC address is secured. Now let's try to connect any of the try to ping any of the PC, for example .10. Okay, here it's pinging. Now what I will do is I will connect an attacker. With IP 192.168.100. And let's see how it reacts. It should shut down because the default violation mode is shut down. Let's go ahead and let the port come up because it's still coming up. Before that, let me show you the running command, in which you should see this is the MAC address we configured statically. And since the port is up, let's try to ping now. The port should go down, and I should not be able to ping. Here you can see the switch has disabled the port because it allows only server MAC address. So let's hop onto the switch and see. If you see, there is a log message which says port is down. To verify this, you can see show port security. Here you can see there is a violation. Okay, and then if you want to check in detail, show port security, this is a command 0/2. If you see here, port security is enabled, and by default violation mode is secure shutdown, and the violation mode is shutdown. It will also show security violation count has increased. So let's go back and connect the cable back to the server. Now when you connect this back, you have to shut and unshut the port so that it is back up again. Now if you see, the port is up, the port is coming up. Once the port is up, I should be able to ping. Let's wait till the port comes up and then we can ping. Here you go, the port is up. Now I should be able to ping. So this confirms that static secure MAC address is working. Similarly, let's go ahead and secure this port FA03 using dynamic secure MAC address. So let me go back to the switch. Before that, let me try to ping from PC2. I'll tell you what the IP is here. So here the IP is .12. So I'll try to ping the server. So it is pinging, everything is fine, but we didn't configure any port security on this port. So the port is FA0/3, where we have PC2 connected. Okay, so 0/3. So what I will do is I will enable switch port mode access and switch port security. I'll enable it by default. By default, it will allow only one MAC address. Okay, so if you see here, I have configured, and by default the violation mode is shut down. And if you see here, the maximum MAC address allowed is 1. So if I connect a hub and connect two PCs, one of them will work and one of them will not work, and once the second one tries to reach, it will, the violation mode will be shut down. So what we will do is I will configure the violation mode to protect it. There are three modes, right? One is protect, one is restrict, and one is shut down. By default it is shut down. So what I will do is I will configure this port to react in a way that it will only protect it. In protect mode, we already discussed that it will just ignore the traffic, and it will not like increase the violation count, or it will not shut the port. So let's go ahead and do that. Switch port, and the command for that is switch port security. If you see here, violation, I will configure only protect. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect one. Connect one hub. connect this to the hub. Like the another PC, let's take it as a attacker. Okay, so what I will do is, first let me try, once the port is up, let me try to connect it from PC2. So port is up, let's try to ping. Okay, so it is pinging. Now let's try to ping from the attacker side. I shouldn't be able to ping. It should block attacker from pinging, and this should reflect in the switch. Okay, so let's see. Show interface, show port security. Okay, as you can see, the violation mode is protect mode, and even there was a violation, the count did not increase because in protect mode it doesn't increase. So to understand this in more detail, let me show you this. If you see this, the violation mode, as I said, like it's in protect mode. Even if the violation occurs, the port status will be secure up. Port security is enabled, and the maximum MAC address allowed is 1. So clearly it shows that the attacker is not able to reach it. So the next one uh, is sticky secure MAC addresses. Okay, so the port to which I have connected PC3 is where we will configure sticky secure MAC addresses FA0/4. So first let us copy the MAC address of this PC, and before that let me show you this PC should be able to reach anywhere. Okay, I can ping the server. Okay, so let me copy the MAC address. This is the MAC address. Okay, we don't need to copy the MAC address because this is a sticky secure MAC address mode in which it will automatically learn the MAC address. The port number is FA0/4. So switch port security. So the command is sticky. Either you can manually define the MAC address or you can configure it as sticky. This will learn the MAC address by its own, and you can see this in show running configuration. See, this mode has been configured as sticky. So it will learn the MAC address on its own. Oh, I didn't enable port security on that switch port security. I have to enable that as well. Now if you see FA0/4 is configured with port security, let's go ahead and change the violation mode to restrict for this port. So what restrict mode will do is it will increase the violation counter and drop the traffic, but it will not shut down the port. So this is the command to enable restrict violation mode. So we can verify this now. If you see here FA0/4, the violation mode is restrict. So what will happen is when you configure a restrict mode, right now it's allowing only one MAC address. So if I connect an attacker, and if attacker tries to connect to this port, it will block the traffic from the attacker, and it will increase the count of the violation. you see here, maximum MAC address allowed is 1 and violation mode is restrict. So let's go ahead and try to connect an attacker. Let me connect a hub and then connect this hub to this. Also connect the switch FA04. Okay, so let's disconnect the attacker from there and connect it here. Bring the attacker down. Let me hop onto PC3 and ping. Port is still not up. Okay, so I should be able to ping now. Okay, it's pinging. So let's see if the switch is learning the MAC address. See, the sticky secure mode has learned the MAC address of the PC. You can confirm this. IP config /all. So this is the MAC address A00A. The switch has automatically learned the MAC address. So now what we will do is, let's try to ping from the attacker. See, it is blocking the attacker from connecting, and it should increase the violation counter as well. If you see here, it has increased the violation counter and it has restricted this source address. You can confirm the source. 6639. Yeah, this is the last MAC address which was trying to reach this port. And then you can also verify this on the show port security. Here we have sent 4 ping packets and it is showing 4 violation has been encountered. You can also change the violation mode here. See, for example, if you change it to switch port security violation shutdown, what it will do is, once the attacker tries to ping, it will shut this port. Here you go. The port has been shut because there is a violation. Similarly, here you can on any port you can allow more MAC addresses. Currently I have allowed only 1 MAC addresses. That's why the violation is happening. Let's go ahead and allow more MAC addresses. For example, on port FA0/1. Currently, by default, let's go ahead and first enable the port security. Switch port mode access, switch port security enable. So what it will do is, by default it allows only 1 MAC address. If you see, okay, so only 1 MAC address is allowed. So let's go ahead and increase the maximum MAC address allowed. So the command is switch port security maximum MAC address. You can type in 2. Sorry, no, this is not the command. Maximum 2. So you can verify this again. Now he has allowed 2 MAC addresses. Same, you can configure this. Sorry, verify this by using show port security, in which it will show it has allowed 2 MAC address and the violation mode is shut down. So let's go ahead and try to ping from these two PC0 and PC1. Okay, so it's allowing 2 MAC addresses. Also, we will connect an attacker. Oh, once the attacker is connected, it goes into shutdown mode. If you see here, show, it clearly tells you that there is a violation and it has disabled the port. You can verify this. If you see here, the status of the interface, it shows error disabled. because it has connected third device, so there's a clear violation. If you check the port security status, there is a security violation. And the last one trying to connect was the attacker's PC, and the maximum MAC address allowed is 2. So that's it for this session. I hope this was informative for you. Thank you for watching.